We cross our fingers that it's working. We cross our fingers that it's working. Throw this over here. It's okay. Oh, we got action. Excellent condition. Oh, we're live. Close. Yes! 2 weeks in a row. Ooh, only 6.5 minutes behind schedule. I'll drink to that. There is really nothing better than H2O. The only thing better than H2O is ice water. The only thing better than H2O is ice water. But I am content with some cool H2O. Oh boy, do we have an exciting week here. It has been a wild one. No, it hasn't. It's been a pleasant one, though. A week of moving forward. The first podcast went very well. I know that, not just because people told me that, but because I actually watched it. I'm that guy who records quite often, and it's rare that I actually go back and watch something. Unless, as I've told Jules and some others that I told people, unless it's people go, do you ever watch what you record? You're recording all the time. Do you ever watch it? Go back and watch anything? I said, maybe if I had a good golf shot. Which is true. This is the last time. One of the last times I went back and watched something, I chipped in for birdie with my father and my brother-in-law, Kevin, at Richmond Forest. And just prior to me chipping in, my brother, he was there a little bit earlier. He went for the first 9. I came for the back 9. And then last year, my sister, Kevin, my dad, and myself were all out there. I don't think my brother could make it unless I jumped in for the back 9 again, possibly. But what was kind of cool is that last year, my dad chipped in on the exact same hole. And I said, Dad, this is prior to me chipping in. I go, Dad, this is that hole that you chipped in on last year. And I was kind of bummed after he chipped in. Why was I bummed? Well, because I had been filming almost the entire round. You got to put the camera down here and there. And was taking a break, just maybe even on that shot, that hole, and missed it. Missed the chip in. And my dad goes, don't even sweat it. He goes, catch a hole in one. So, I have not caught a hole-in-one yet. And I haven't recorded every single par 3 shot. However, I recommend out there to record par 3 shots. Because how great would it be to have that hole-in-one? Not just for you. I mean, if it was yours, cool. But for somebody. And that is one reason why I encourage recording. It's one reason why I record, probably the main reason for others, to capture something special. There's just capturing in general, the little things, which I think I brought up last week. And I do want to give a shout out to, I believe his name is Kaiju, Kaiju, Tony. And I haven't commented back to Tony, Kaiju Tony. He said something really neat, something that struck a chord with me in the comments on the first podcast. And he mentioned how when I brought up the importance of recording, that it hit hard for him. Because he said he's the one in his family who's always recording. So I need to do a better job of getting back to people. I need to do a better job of being more energized. Oh, privacy, private, shoot. Edit. Whoa. Public. I was wondering. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Yeah. Let's see if anyone comes in here. There's a burger. So there's a few people that have reached out during the last cast and after the cast, and we are assembling a squad, which is amazing, which has been the plan the entire time. It's been the plan the entire time, huh? You cannot go very far alone. You cannot go very far alone. You need to squad up. Teammates. Squad goals. So I am super stoked to have people on board. And I want to get into a few important items that I've been thinking of the past few days of, what am I going to talk on podcast number 2. Hey, shout out to the first viewer. Hey-o. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I was supposed to be on about 10 minutes ago, but had it on private setting the past 6 minutes. So we'll get it going, though. We're getting it cracking. My buddy Vince told me it's a good idea for the first few minutes to start with a breathing exercise so people don't miss anything. So let's do that real quick here. Because there's that stomach issue, stomach, small intestine. Ooh, we lost a viewer. Average 4 seconds. Was it something I said? Was it my jacket, my blazer color today? Because I went with the red. It's a little early. Christmas is in a couple weeks. I wear this for Christmas. I will be wearing this Christmas. And this specific blazer was a gift from my grandfather, Jaja, which is my mother's dad. And he received it when his friend, Joseph Abraham, which is his son Gary's, my Uncle Gary's wife Mary's father. And he gave it to my grandpa, my Jaja, either before he passed away or was given to him after. I'm pretty sure, though, he gave it to him prior to him passing. He went, I feel like 10, 15 years ago now. And his wife just passed away this past year. That's, we all hope to get old one day. When we were younger, when you're a kid, you just basically assume that how it goes is you're a child, then you're a teenager, then you're in your 20s, you're a young adult, you get in your 30s, part of that a little bit, you might start a family, then you got your kids, and then you have your job and things, and you live it up, and then you live into your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That's how we hope for it to go. Hope I live to 80 plus. Shout out to anyone out there who's 80 plus. It's an accomplishment. They say that this generation, the generation right now, is going to be the first generation in history that's not going to outlive, that our death rate is not going to be greater than our parents. Think about that. For the first time in history, that the average death rate is not going to be past our parents. And think about how incredible medicine is. Think about how many diseases that we've solved. Think how much incredible medical advancements. Yet, we're going to be the first generation that's not going to outlive our parents' average death rate. Age. Why? Well, most of you guys probably know. And that's certainly a topic that I want to discuss. And actually, we'll get into it. I had a pretty cool experience 2 nights ago at Meijer, getting into food that we eat, where I actually made a recommendation to an older gentleman because I happened to be in the aisle next to the apple cider vinegar with the mother. And I've been taking apple cider vinegar with the mother for almost 3 years now, with some breaks in between, about 3 breaks in between. And each time I take one of those breaks, basically you run out of apple cider vinegar. So if you don't replenish it, you don't replenish the well, then you're out of luck. So what they say about apple cider vinegar, and I will attest to, is that it's super good for digestion, helps with your heart. I don't know what this thing is that I got going on. But if you have an idea out there, please let me know. I am all ears. It's actually a goal. A goal of this whole podcast is to solve whatever is going on here and help other people also solve these weird issues. Because there should be something where I just put out that I have a weird issue, and then someone looks at it and they put it to the doctors, and the doctor says, "Oh yes, I've had some patient come in with that, and I've solved it, or I have doctors talk and figure it out." So it's 2022, so hopefully we can figure that out. So apple cider vinegar, digestion, heart, what it really does, though you really notice the difference, is it lowers belly fat. So people would think that for the longest time, people see me as a skinny guy, right? Skinny, fit, working on getting more fit. But for a while, though, I wasn't that fit. And I was skinny, but as my brother would say, once you saw me with my shirt off, and you saw my belly, this is like when I was 22. You basically, natural metabolism when you're a kid, for many people, you can kind of eat what you want. I was fast food Dan. Hot dog, interestingly enough, nicknamed Hot Dog. Jabo, who we did the phone call with, it was B-Day last week. I was at my buddy Brent Hunsinger's, and I'm sitting there, and I brought in fast food. And he goes, "Oh, nothing changes. What's up, fast food Dan?" And that was in 2014. And for the longest time, I didn't really think it was odd to eat fast food. I thought it was normal. It wasn't until I got called out on it, and then I thought about it. And then, interestingly enough, I did my first acid trip, LSD, in 2014 at Riverbends. And I had no idea what to expect, but I did some LSD by myself, and I went and walked around the Riverbends Park, kind of by the river, ended up on this log on the river, eventually ended up in the river. But I remember looking down at my body and my belly. And even after looking in the mirror, I remember when I got home, and I could just see how fat I was, how unhealthy I was. I mean, you would have thought, people just see me, they think thin, they think he's got to be healthy, right? Well, you really can kind of tell how healthy someone is sometimes by looking at their it's called visceral fat. And I could just see these layers of fat. And I said, no mas. And July 2014, I think that was in June. So the middle of June-ish, 2014, I stopped eating fast food. And I've only had fast food probably no more than 30 times in the past, basically almost 9 years. From being fast food Dan to only at emergency cases. What do I get at fast food? If it's Taco Bell, I get a chicken chalupa supreme or cheese gordita crunch with extra Baja sauce. If it's McDonald's, I'm going to get the hash brown if it's available, or fries, or a parfait. Wendy's, though, Wendy's burgers are actually fresh. So Wendy's, you actually can get a fresh burger. You can actually get, their beef is not frozen. So if you are in a pinch and you're feeling a burger, go to Wendy's. And then there's, Arby's. You got to have the coupons for Arby's. Otherwise, I made a satire when I was a senior in high school. It was called Do You Have the Coupons? And I don't really think it's the best marketing strategy. I don't know, but they're still around. But if you get the coupons for Arby's, hold on to those, or give them to someone, or sell them, or use them, because without those, stay away from Arby's. So, point being is, don't eat fast food, and also don't eat processed food. Moderate processed food. Super moderate fast food. We're going to be the first generation to have a death rate less than our parents because of the processed foods. The crop that we're eating. And what's really cool is that there's such an alternative methods to eating. You just have to do the research. You just got to go on the internet and do some research. You just got to have conversations with people and learn some things. And you actually, because modern medicine is unbelievable, and there's actually super healthy tricks. And on this podcast, we're going to go through some of those tricks that you can do to live a very healthy life and probably outlive our parents by 10, 20, 30 years. Who knows? It's if you educate yourself or put yourself out there to be educated. It's easy to just kind of just go with whatever's always worked for you and not question it. But we should question it. Should always question. I mean, heck, a fact. A fact is only something that we currently concur is true. So that's why I love the internet. I love the internet. And shout out to Twitter. I know that it's controversial, but free speech is pretty important. Free speech is very important. Our rights are very important. And to not be censored, I'd say that's huge. So shout out to Elon Musk for what you're doing at Twitter. And hopefully other social media companies, heed the advice. Learn and apply. Because I think that's where the future is going. I think that censorship should have been done years ago. So let us speak freely. Be free. Let your wings flap. Let your wings flap. It also reminds me of a golf shot. When I hit a golf shot, I hit them high. And my Uncle Joe says, what does he say? He mentions that they go up high and they land. They land like a butterfly with sore feet. There's this little, they land like a butterfly with sore feet. I can't wait to get clips here. So as I'm talking, giving examples, to have a teammate just throw up a clip. Even if it's 5 minutes later, like, ooh, here's your Uncle Joe demonstrating a butterfly landing with sore feet. We're also going to get this to audio podcast as well. If anyone has out there any advice, I would say, and shout out to the people who have reached out to me, called me, texted me, called me, that I've had conversations with, that have given me guidance and or are jumping on board, because this is going to be a wild ride. It is going to be a wild ride. My dad says to add more humor. I don't necessarily disagree. That's a tall task. I say a lot of funny things. It is just so much more relaxing. What's up, AB? What's up, Burger? Shout out to Elon, baby. I'm ready for this wild ride, you bucking Bronco. It's just easy, more relaxing, more natural with people. It's like what my buddy Filippo said, because I told him about my dad suggesting more humor. It's not a bad suggestion, and I don't disagree that I should for sure make sure that there are plenty of humorous moments. Filippo said, picture it as like an hour car ride. You can't just have people laughing the whole time. You want to learn things. You want to work out your mind a little bit. Life is not all about laughing and having a great time. There's so much more to life. There are real topics. People, I want to help people on a deep level. And I want to help people on a deep level. And, one of those is smiling and laughing. I had someone in rehab thank me, saying that they haven't laughed in a long time. They said, I just want to thank you. I haven't laughed in a really long time. That was real. I mean, that right there. Ooh. Find your love in your city. Girl 69XYZ. How about, what is going on with, my buddy Vince brings it up. I've dealt with it. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all the fake accounts. How can they not figure out how to just know that someone is a fake account? By the time it gets to me, it's basically just usually, come have sex with me. Come find me and have sex with me, or pay me to watch me have sex. It's just like, how did this even get to me? These companies have millions and billions of dollars. How is there not a filter process? How do I have girls69.xyz in my chat right now on YouTube? How is this even possible? When they have millions and billions of dollars and somehow they still have these fake accounts. So, Derek Bergeron says, fake news. There is a lot of fake news. And shout out to Twitter again. I just like transparency. I think it's a really respectable thing. I think we all should seek the truth. Seek the truth. I enjoy it. That's why I love finding out the truth, even if it hurts. Even if the truth hurts, still, you kind of should know it. There's sometimes you don't need to tell some people if the truth hurts and they don't need to know per se, and kind of, you don't need to force the truth on someone. If it's going to hurt them, if it's not going to affect your life or their life, you can just hold back a little bit. But personally, I like to seek the truth. I like to seek the truth. This is fake news. That is funny. And then Jay Senny, they want your money. Yes, they do. They want your money. They want your money. They want your money. I want to sing more. I'm actually not bad. I'm not great. But maybe I attempt to sing. That's going to be the beat. That's not working. That didn't work. But maybe this will. Sing from the heart. Sing from the heart. Be free. Do not be apart. We are one together right now in this world. Community is very important. We must listen to each other. I mean, we must learn. We must teach. We must learn. We must teach. At any moment is a chance to either teach or learn or teach. As my Uncle Dave says, he says, drop pearls, Danyul. Drop pearls. And if you see some pearls, pick them up. Drop pearls, Danyul. Drop pearls. What is a pearl? Well, it's a useful piece of information. Perhaps some truth. Perhaps the pearl is some truth. Something that you could use to improve your life. Something that you could share to help someone else improve theirs. How about it? A little pearl? A little helpful pearl to help the world? Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Who would have known that this pearl could have changed the world? That was more poetic than singing. I'm proud of my work. You never know unless you try. When as Yoda says, there's no try. You do or you do not. That's so deep. So deep. So deep. I am really grateful and thankful and glad to have so many awesome friends and family of friends, and just so grateful, thankful, and glad to continue making new friends, new quality friendships, relationships. It's probably as someone Carl, what up, Carl Baker? He said, Carl Baker's the gentleman who I met at Thanksgiving, prayed with the blazer, and I had a blazer, and we hit it off, and he made a badass video, actually, which I'm going to share. It's for Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? Okay, well, something that somebody says, and I star in that video. I'm in the video, and I'm going to share that. And then actually something I mentioned was what I'm grateful for is being able to have the opportunity to meet and make friends and to have just experiences with friends. One thing that his friend said to him was he's grateful for, or loves when he has a friend and then introduces them to another friend and they become friends. This is incredible. And I get that. I love that. I love when I have a friend and I have another friend, and then they are hitting each other up without even me getting involved. It's no longer like, hey, calling me up. It's just like all of a sudden they're just talking. And then I find out, just like, oh, were you guys going to tell me you're hanging out? I mean, what? You just assume I'm busy? You just assume that I'm busy? Shout out to the snake, Shelby Junior High. Something we did last week was the trio. I don't know if we'll do it this week or not. I'm not going to do it right now, that's for sure. I need to drink a little more water, maybe eat a snack before I do all that. But something we did do last week was the trio. And the trio is something that is held dear to my heart and many others. You know, if you saw it, you'll remember it. I actually saw my boy Jeff Basil. I hadn't seen him in years and saw him at the gym 2 weeks ago at Edge Fitness. And he says, "What up?" And I didn't realize it was him at first. And I told him that after. I'm like, I didn't even realize that was you until like 30 seconds into our conversation. And we had an incredible conversation. That dude, he's got some things figured out and he is motivated. So shout out to Jeff Basil. And one thing that he mentioned was how he remembers being there at the Apple Fest, seeing the trio. Because I'm pretty sure I told him that I did the trio in the sauna at Edge Fitness 2 weeks ago with Brad Morgan, another gentleman, and two others, the Joseph and Mason, I believe were in there with Z's. Joseph with a Z. Oh, no, he's Joseph with a PH. The other guy was Joseph with a Z. Joseph with a Z! I've never heard of this before. I'm my buddy Jakub, Jakob. Jakob, I just call him Koob. I believe he might be in this cast. He's one of my best friends. Jules' his brother, and he's my 13th best friend, I believe. So I did the trio in the sauna, and I also did the trio at the Apple Fest about, it had to be 15 years ago. Me and Jeffrey were trying to figure out when it was. I think it was, he felt like it was almost like when we came back from college or something, but I don't know. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, or 13th grade. If anyone knows when that was, it's a memory that probably like 200 plus people. What's up, Vince? That 200 plus people share. And I remember I got up on like these stairs, probably about 3-4 feet in the air, and I was like stairs like off of a carnival ride, and everyone's just chanting, and it's like it's probably started like 150 people, and people probably walking by started joining in this chant, trio, 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 and I'm up there just bringing in the energy, bringing it on in, and what it is, it's camaraderie. It's team spirit, bruh. It's real energy. You got however many people, sometimes hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't know. Maybe might have got up to the 1,000 mark, the four digits. But it's just such an amazing energy. It shows what's possible when people come together. So everyone chants, trio, trio, trio. And I get up there, I bring the energy in, and then I do a little dance. Little one of those, little one of these, little one of these, little one of these, little one of these. I don't do that. Although I just did, so I can't say that anymore. And then I release. And we all, everyone, I was just thinking about this recently. I actually typically have my eyes closed during I'm going. And I don't open them up until after. But I think I'm going to start, if I do the trio from now on, to kind of peek an eye a little bit, just to see the faces. Like what? Like I mean, obviously cameras can help too, but I was just thinking like some of the faces observing this have to be something worth seeing. So as much as people, film me doing the trio, I think a lot of the gold is on the reactions of observing the trio. Because I open my eyes and everyone, either laughing or cheering or whatever. That's awesome. But the exact moment of when I'm in trio formation, what are those faces? I want to see those faces. Yeah, Vince, either 9th grade or high school, not after college. Okay, so we're honing in a little bit. Honing in. Oh, Jay Senny is Coob. Yes, sir. Made the cut. Number 13. All right. I was wondering who Jay Senny was. Coob in disguise. Jay Sen. Oh, Jay Senny. I know why it's Jay Senny. I'm not going to give it away, but I know why you're Jay Senny. I was just looking for Jay Coob. Jakob. Jakob. Yeah. Coob. something cool that Yakub and I did. We did a few cool things in our day, and I recommend doing this, and that is go on a or at least a single night hike. A hike where you spend the night out there in the wilderness. We went on the Manistee River Trail Loop, and it's beautiful, and I recommend it. If you haven't done it yet, do it. It's basically 26 miles or 29 miles. It was 2 miles less for me because Jacob parked his car over there and I was still situated and he cut off some time for me. Thank you, Coob. But it's basically anywhere between 25 and 29 miles. And you walk it, or you could bike it, I guess. But we walked it. Then you set up shop for the night. You're out there, you bring your own food. It's camping. It's real camping, though, and hiking. And it's beautiful. And there's this just amazing river that you're going to see on day 1 or day 2, depending on which way you go. I actually had some issues out there. Just lived off the land. Lived off the land for some reason. That's what I thought of when I heard live off the land, out there in the wild. Yeah, so lost the tarp, exactly. So Jacob and I, we got out there, and at this point I was 63 days clean from weed. I got caught smoking weed by my parents after I got back from going up north with Vince and Carl and Uncle Eddie. And I got high, and that's the night that I was on Facebook Live. If you go back into the history, I'll have a Facebook Live, me out there with Vince trying to find my dog Walter, because I don't make the best decisions when I'm high on weed. And I'll tell that story at some point. But I managed to let Walter go, and it was freezing cold. So that is why I was freaked out. But here's how bad my decision making was when I was high looking for Walter, is that I saw this creature in the distance, these 2 eyes, about 8 to 10 inches off the ground. And they were green eyes. And I said, oh, Walter doesn't have green eyes that glow. That's not him. Later on, I peeked. I said, oh, Walter in the dark, what color are his eyes? Oh, they're green and they glow. But when I'm high on marijuana, I don't make the best decisions. So, that being said, in a panic situation on weed, horrible decisions. Panic situations in general, not good. That's when last week I told the story of when I had left my gun at Party City in my coat on the ground, and I realized it, and I'm not high, I'm just panicked. And I was so panicked, really size up supplements, I'm so panicked that I lock my car, take my keys, toss them on the seat, and slam the door. We go and size up and told him the story. He says, first thing you do, you call the manager of Party City, have him secure the coat, and then got a tow truck and got over there. But while I'm at freaking this trail loop here with Coob, and later on he said after, he's like, my bad, man. He's like, I shouldn't have let you smoke then. I should have known to have made you wait a little longer until we were more situated. Because basically we waited until we started about 45 minutes into an hour, and then we ate our Subway, and then we smoked a bowl. And for me, and I mentioned this last week, that my buddy Bud said, I'm the one person that anyone knows that I literally transform into a different person. And when I smoked weed on this trail loop, all of a sudden I needed to talk to everybody. It just became a party. And it went from just like all business with my buddy Coob out there in the elements, surviving, doing our thing, living off the land, to it was a party. And I managed to, I was running, I was catching up to Coob after I was talking to a bunch of people, and I was catching up to Coob and I fell. I tried to run up the side, and I had this giant pack on. I could have fell down the hill, but I didn't. I braced myself, and I was on the edge of the hill, and it's a deep hill. But I put my fanny pack on a branch right there, just there. And when I'm high, I'm not super aware. So anyhow, I keep walking. And then another time, probably running again, and my tarp, I didn't have it properly secured, and it was missing. So we go back, or finally we're about to set up shop, and I realized my tarp's gone, my fanny pack's gone, but there was a hero that day. And not all heroes wear capes. And that hero was George. And we said, George, tell us something about us that we don't know. He said, my middle name's Everett. So shout out to George Everett. Because George Everett, we met, and he was doing the circle the other way. And we said, George. Told him the story, got real high. Managed to, I said, my tarp is probably, size. And I was like, my fanny pack, I don't think I knew where that was either. But he told us where it was. He said it was hanging on a tree branch. And I said, oh, yeah, I remember putting it there. So we exchanged numbers, and we got the best text like an hour later. And it was George. He found my fanny pack, which had a recorder in it, which is this one right here. And it had my old Galaxy S5, which eventually got dropped in the river at Rifle River, but then found by someone who I need to still locate. Some little girl has it, and she uses it for TikTok. And I don't really know how to go about it. I just hope they still have the memories. But Georgie Everett, he saved the day. Not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes wear capes. What's up, George? What's up, Coob? What's up? Yeah, George Everett, absolute legend. So we have pictures. It'd be cool to just toss up a photo of George Everett here. Get George Everett on the line. I can't just call. I can write down to contact George Everett, but I can't just call him and have him be on a podcast. I don't know him quite like that. Javo on his birthday, though, that was fair game. Contact George Everett. What's up, Nick? Nick was our first guest last week. And he was also the person about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, when he was in here hanging out, and he says, this place could become a streamer's paradise. And that is when it clicked, because I've been trying to figure out photography, videography, the whole camera comrade thing, and how do we get moments captured for people. And I realized that this place here could become a studio, a streamer's paradise. So I'm currently streaming. However, I want to set it up so that people, and with some sick equipment, if people could just come here and they could use the space. So we have a few benefits. One, other people would be able to stream and make videos. You don't always have to stream. You can just make videos and photos. And then even cooler than that is that it would allow me and my crew, my peeps, us, to link up with new peeps, new creative peeps, and collaborate and just be hooked up into the industry. And then number three, which is what I'm doing right now, we could use this ourselves. So it's basically a no-brainer. So this is the beginning of that. Fulfilling destiny. Yes, destiny, Dan. The plans is coming true. You predicted it, Nostradamus. Yes, Nostradamus. Oh. I want to do a Nostradamus episode because your boy here actually has predicted quite a few things. Like I'll be talking with Vince. He always says, Dan, is this one of your ideas? He always sends me these cool things that other people invent and create. Dan, did you think of this? This is one of your ideas. And 90% of the time, yes. Yes, Vincent, that is either my idea or something similar to it. But the difference between Dan's plans and what Vince sends me of plans that are done is that done part. See, there's Dan plans and there's done plans. So an idea, it means nothing until it's done. So that's why we're here. Vince is saying that he perhaps said the same. That Nick, his brother, they have a little feud. They're my favorite people. But Nick likes Michigan, Vince likes Michigan State. This is a prime example. And they root for the other team to lose. They don't just root for their team to win, they root for the other team to lose. But they're saying that Vince is saying he was the first person to say that. We've sort of talked about it, this place being a studio, but I gotta give the big ups to Nick on that one. To say he really hit it home when he said Streamer's Paradise. What's up, Carl Baker? Happy 9:20, brah. It's 9:20. It's 4:20 somewhere, brah. Is that a thing? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 4:20 somewhere, brah. It's 4:20 somewhere, right? I like the observation there from Coob. My family tree is full of nuts with one T. Anyone out there sew? So would it be upholstery or sewing? Get a T sewed on to nuts. Shout out to Coob. It's 4:20 in Greece. There you go. Fire up the L's, help pass the silence. Fire up the L's, help pass the silence. These comments, man, you guys crack me up. Yes, Vincent, I do love nature. I do love nature. Yep, Derek Bergeron with some puns there. Shout out to good quality hamburgers that are fresh like Wendy's and last names that start with Berg. What up, Burger? Aaron Berger. This dude, pretty funny. What he's done the past week, just getting all fired up about this podcast. He's getting on board. He's part of the team now. And I thought it was just classic that at work he was promoting the cast, the deeznuttz podcast, to his coworkers. And he works at Rocket Mortgage, or Quicken. What would you call it? Rocket or Quicken? Quicken? What do you guys go by now? Quicken? Rocket? And his boss had to put him in a timeout because he was promoting too hard and he had to work on the loans. But I thought it was hilarious. He was going so hard and he got like 8 subscribers, his homies. And I don't know if you guys are watching now, but that is classic. And what was even more classic is when he sent me a picture either the following day. It's a dope-ass photo and it's a cameraman on him and he's big old smile on his face. And he's promoting the cast. I think perhaps Quicken has a, but to stay, it's OGs call it Quicken, but to stay on brand, gotta go Rocket. All right, that makes sense. So I think that Rocket has like a weekly show or something, and he was on there, he got on there, and he promoted the deeznuttz podcast. So I thought that was sweet. He goes hard for his squad. He goes hard for his squad. Can we get Brandon a call? Are you talking about B-Rad, Vincent? It was to the entire company. Yeah, that's incredible. I'm going to respectfully decline Vince's request to call our friend B-Rad, put him on the spot. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to... No, I would like to have B-Rad here. We'll get B-Rad here. I'd like to have him here. I'm not going to just hit him up right now. Fact check D-Nut. Fast food is actually good for you. And yeah, the fake accounts have to try harder thanks to OnlyFans. OnlyFans is my main source of income, baby. I was thinking about getting an OnlyFans going. On a half serious note, I am thinking about getting an OnlyFans going. I'd keep it, PG-17 or whatever. I wouldn't show it, but like shirtless, the mullet, the mustache, very suggestive photos and videos. I think that there is a niche market out there, and there's no judging. People leave their jobs and make way more money on OnlyFans than they do at their jobs. There's so many stories like that. Well, I actually did start working out 3 weeks ago, and my body, and I have better habits, and I'm actually improving my look, and I do believe that I could have some success on OnlyFans. So if anyone out there would like to be a part of that specific challenge, task, then let me know. The OnlyFans crew, because I think that there is a lot of fun to be had there, and I think that we could bring a lot of value, and I think that people would pay for it. In rehab, it was really funny. We had this place called the Pantry, and it was the only place that we could really hang out because it closed down the lounge, which was the men's and women's lounge, because people were having sex in it 2 months prior. So they just completely closed it down for women to be in there. You only have guys who could watch TV. It was really grinding my gears. But the Pantry was the only spot where guys and girls could hang out, basically. So I was always in there because it was just somewhere you could actually be a person. But one night before one of the lectures or group activities, we're asking people who coming in there if I would make it in the industry. And it's either 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 people said yes. My boy Felton, he said, well, to get the right demographic, he said, I would say the women probably 50 plus. He'd say yes to 50 plus. Felton said yes to 50 plus. My boy Tim said something about the boys. I said, Tim, I know the boys will pay. We're talking about the girls. I know the boys will pay, but we're talking about the girls. I know they'll pay, but that's not quite the demographic I'm looking for. They're more than welcome to come check out if they're willing to pay, but we're talking about the ladies. But Felton, though, he said 50 plus. Well, yeah, if you're talking 50 plus, he says, I'd say yes. Only Dans. Wow, a little pun. Only Dans on OnlyFans. Only Dans on OnlyFans. It's got a little bit of a ring to it. Would you agree? Only Dans. Only Dans. Nothing like a good pun, man. I like the idea of hosting guests with the live chat. Hosting guests with the live chat. So are you saying, Carl, that you want people to interact with a live chat, but interact with guests here? So to have a full-on interaction. And I'm wondering if I can increase the size of the chat box. Pop out chat? We got something going here. We got something going here, folks. We got, oh, jackpot. Oh, y'all don't even know. I just game changer here. The only thing that make it any cooler is if I can increase the size. Let's see if I do a little. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hey-o. Game changer. Yep, y'all chats now. Instead of being on the right side and me going like this, boom. Large and in charge. Large and in charge. Sweet. Hell yeah. Wow, only Dans. Both you guys said only Dans. Same page. Universe. When this universe speaks, it's important to listen. That's something I've been saying for a while. Basically means that I feel that, for example, the reason why I met Carl last week on Thanksgiving, or was it 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago? Time flies. But the reason why I was able to make a really awesome new friend, someone who I believe could be a life teammate here and make a serious difference in this world, and I'm excited for it. But the reason why that happened was I said that the universe rewarded me because I was being a good boy. I was invited to go down the Thanksgiving parade. I wasn't late. I went there, not only just not late, but energized. Had an awesome time. Brought the energy, brought the heat, made people laugh and smile. And then I kept it going. When my crew left, I kept it going. I was down in the D. It was a beautiful day. Even if it wasn't, I'd still be down there. I actually saved a life that day. I saved a life that day. Saved a life. So I'm having a great time. I'm down there partying, living it up. And this is a couple hours after the parade's over, hour and a half. And I was in this area, and I see this little girl. And she is basically not breathing, or for sure not conscious. And her dad is holding her, and he's trying to get her to wake up. And she's just like that. And she's probably like 7 or 8 years old. And her mom was right there, and she was on the phone with 911. And I was just like, something's got to happen fast here. So what did I do? I ran across the street where there was an officer parked in his car. And I said, "Officer, we have a medical emergency across the street. There is a little girl who is basically not breathing. We need help now." He goes, "Where at?" I said, "Right between those RVs, right there." He got on his radio. He radioed EMT, but they were busy, right? Because that's who they were on the phone with. They were busy. It was a busy day in the D. So what did he do? He got other squad cars there. Within a minute and a half, we had 3 squad cars there. We had, I think the cop that I went and told him the attention, as an awesome video. Of course, everything's recorded. Everything's recorded. But it was really cool. And he picked her up and he carried her and brought her into the cop car. It was just amazing. And then her parents jumped in with her. And then 30 seconds later, they were zipping to the hospital down there. And I didn't hear anything on the news about some girl dying at the parade. So I'm guessing that she's doing well. And I'm also guessing that it was someone allergy related, because there's a lot of different foods going on there. And with all these different allergies nowadays, I think something got her. But it was scary. And I'm grateful that I was right where I needed to be. And because the ambulance, they came about 5 minutes after that. And she was already in the hospital. Yeah, that's possibly life or death or brain damage. So anyhow, I was just totally on my game, interacting with people, made a new Facebook friend, Ray. Him and his 2 lady friends, they were making food for people. There's free food down there. They're cooking up soup. And then I was out there dancing with this other crew. And we were vibing, and yeah, there's one chick, when they realized I was video recording, she got a little weirded out by it. She said she wasn't sure, but the more she interacted with me, the more she got to know me, the more she realized that it was cool that I was video recording, and she was glad that I was. And I want to find a way to be able to record. And I don't want to be secretive about it. The reason why I'm secretive about it, I don't say anything, because it'll stop people from being natural. So if I go, "Hey, everyone, is it cool if I video record?" Well, then I have to hear, "Well, why do you want to video record?" It'll just stop people in their tracks. But if I just record, people are just going to be doing what they're doing, and it's just that natural, genuine energy. The reason why I wanted to bust out my camera in the first place, to capture it. But it is, when you're in public, you can do it. But there's, with privacy, and something needs to be respected. And it'd be really cool, though, is if somehow, if I'm branded, or there's this movement out there, the RAD movement, where it was known that so-and-so was a part of this movement, and that when they're video recording or taking photographs, that, number one, they're not going to do anything distasteful with it. That they just know that, okay, he's a RAD, they're a RAD, that it's for them, and it's for something positive, and that it's private too, and that it's not just going to be posted somewhere. And that's what I told her. I was like, "Listen, I haven't posted anything since the 70s. So I was rewarded to meet Carl, and we both had a sick blazer on. I had a sick blazer. He had a sick blazer. He was riding his bike. And I was like, I got to meet this guy. He's like, I got to meet this guy. And we just hit it off. And he made a dope-ass Thanksgiving What Are You Grateful video. And I really want to share that link. It's from Instagram. I'm going to share that on my Facebook page. And perhaps in here, maybe in the comments too on this video, I'm going to share a link to his video. It's just so sick. This guy is so talented. And he's so brave. We were talking yesterday on the phone and on the texting. I give him a lot of credit because he does a similar thing that I do. And he captures 4 people. And it's not easy. It's easy to just not do that. But he's capturing 4 people. He has an eye and he has a talent. And he gets in there personal. He gets in, you know, as I said, the courage. The word I really liked that I used was vulnerability. Because it takes some confidence to take a photo of someone or ask someone, hey, can I take this photograph of you? Can I video record you? Because I've been shut down a bunch of times. Sure, he has. And it's not the best feeling getting shut down for anything. It's just like, oh. But when people say yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take a photograph. Yeah, take a video, of course. Yeah, it's at that point, the amount of connection that you can then have with someone, to me, I think it just skyrockets. When someone allows you to video record them or take photographs of them, you are allowing each other into your personal space. And you are, at that point, open books. And I think it's one of those amazing experiences that I have is when someone says yes. When someone says no, I kind of be like, it's kind of your loss a little bit. Like I love my boy Philly B, but we were at his house. We all got together, and it was like me, Chode, Siani, Vince, B-Rad, Phil's girlfriend, Jax. Amazing group of people. And perhaps somebody else, Peter, his brother Peter, his mom. But he didn't want me to film it. And what I said was, you know, it's our loss. It's your loss. Like, I don't actually enjoy standing there filming it. That's why I put my tripod up, because to look back on a memory like that 5 years later, amazing. Do you watch it the next day? Do you go and be like, oh, I'm going to make a post about this? No, that's not why you film moments like that. If you're having a group chat in a group setting, I mean, yeah, I got the audio recorded, put the audio there, and you capture that. And I have some pictures, and I got a little film at the end. But if you're with some really great friends, it's like this piece of... So right now, there is a problem in this world / on Amazon. And that is the ability to buy a decent, solid selfie tripod stick. And I have searched so much, and this is the best that, I'm very particular, and this is the best that I could find. And this thing sucks. What I like about it is that it's a selfie tripod, right? You can open it up. Open this up, you put your phone there like that, and then, you know, you can do that. But it twists. So, okay, don't like that. Not good. So what I like about it is the light. And you can get it up to a pretty decent one there. It's pretty bright, and if it's dark out, it does actually work. I like that a lot. I like that it twists pretty smoothly here. And I also like that it goes into a tripod. What I don't like about the tripod is that I can't adjust the legs. So suppose the surface wasn't completely flat. Well, then, like yesterday, Vince was over, actually was trying to use this folder right here to level out one of the legs because it was on this box and it kept falling over. It's a little more, watch. See how it does up here. Okay, right here it's flat, but suppose I'm dealing with like this here, whatever, it just keeps falling over, you end up like putting things below it. No, so what you need to be able to do, like a normal tripod leg, you can extend the leg and change the angle of it, let alone have feet on the legs. But they don't seem to have that available. They don't really seem to have that available. not for a tripod selfie stick or a tripod selfie stick with a light. And something else that I would like too is to have to be able to pop this off and then to put an actual camera on the top and not just my phone. So another goal that we have here as a group that I want to do, and I think would be extremely valuable, and we got to make money. You know, we're going to make money. Something we got to do as people. And I think a project that we could do would be able to create the ultimate tripod selfie stick. Another idea that I have, and I was talking with Peter, which is Phil's brother, Peter, and is comparable to the alligator, that little toy alligator, which you pull like this, and it opens and closes mouth, right? Well, I wish that I could control the mount with my hand right here. So I just be like, all right, move it this way, that way, left, right, and I'm not even talking using like battery mechanics. That's cool too. We'll do that, but simply one, you just turn it with a little rope, little wire, push and pull. So that's a project, guys, that we're going to complete. This has been pissing me off for probably the last 5 years, and we're going to solve that. So selfie, tripod, stick, mount, and just mounts in general, mounts. We're going to solve. Selfie, tripod, stick, mounts, solve. What's up, fam? Okay, we're at Carl Baker here. He says, yes, it could be something you pay attention to at will, or as the pod grows, I'm pretty sure you could have a tipping system that incentivizes comments, makes them vocal, new rules you have to abide by. Yeah, I think we could have a lot of fun with this. I really want to get people calling in. Yeah, you got tipping. You got, I want to get people calling in. Right now, we're just not prepared for all that. So we got, projects. We want to complete projects. One project that I haven't mentioned yet. We want to crowdsource. We want to crowdsource for the cast. We're going to set up a Kickstarter, or there was a cool main vest, which Aaron Berger sent me. He's actually thinking about getting his own beer, getting a beer brewed through the Eastern Market Company. If he's listening to this, put the name of that company there. And he's thinking about getting a deeznuttz beer brewed. And I was wondering, how do you market a beer called deeznuttz? So what would people drink? Would they sip on deeznuttz? I wonder. And also, I want to get feedback in general from people. I want to it'd be cool right now. People are out there, aside from just this YouTube commentary, that people were able to interact with me on, and then after the fact, what did you like about the show? What do we need to talk about more? Talk about less? Just little things that you noticed, and to have just feedback, and to just make this a really group effort. He's going to buy equity in the company. That's what he's going to do. $60K allows you to brew and market your own beer with them. Eastern Market Brewing Co. And then Vince says Twitch is where it's at, that you can get more followers, that people you don't even know, they'll just come jump in. Getting followers outside of our group should be a huge goal for us and others. So we need to reach out to the world. Get more followers / teammates. I really want this to be a movement, more of a movement, a group effort, see what we can accomplish together. Crowdsource for the cast. Well, there's also a separate thing, more of a charity side of this as well. Charity. I mentioned last week, there is a important video that I need to finish, and I need to get it going. I need to get something going, and I made excuses up, like my computer is slow. This computer is just, it's from 2012. It's a Mac. It was fast at one point. Got 16 gigabytes of RAM, 3.1 gigahertz. It's like an i7, Core i7 maybe, or is it i5? Doesn't matter. But when it comes to Final Cut and you're trying to edit with 1080p, let alone 4K, it is slow. And it's just frustrating. And you just feel like you're just wasting all this time. So it would be interesting if I could even borrow a computer. Is that a thing where where people can rent out their computer to people? That's that. I mean, yeah, I would pay someone for their processor speed. If I could go and use somebody's computer, I would essentially, we could pay to do that. I would love to just get this video editing on the road, and we want to raise money and we want to have some people help with it, another editor, but it'd be really neat to, I don't mind putting in work for it, and I don't mind getting something started. I just really need a faster computer to use. I don't need a faster computer, I just need a faster computer to use. So how would you, does anyone out there have a really fast computer, an iMac specifically, that I can run Final Cut on, that's Final Cut's on? Anyone out there you can run all sorts of gear, usually for 7 to 14 days. There's a thing like that, but I don't know if it'll be worth it. So we basically need to rent out / borrow, use a computer to create. Hunsanger, Mr. William Hunsanger, his celebration of life video from his up north property. What an amazing guy. Wow. It's just so wild how life happens. A blessing that I have, Mr. Hunsanger, was I was just thinking about this yesterday, I think. The AFC Championship, the Browns versus Kansas City, last year, 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago. Yeah, when the Browns lost, 2 seasons ago, when the Browns lost to Kansas City, I actually thought that my buddy Brent moved back in with his parents. So I showed up to his parents' house, and Brent wasn't there. Brent's like, "Where are you?" And he was at his house living with his girlfriend, Rachel. What's up, Rachel? And it was a blessing because I actually got to spend an hour and a half with Mrs. Renee, and Mr. William Hunsanger, watching the football game and just chatting about life. And some of it's on video. He didn't want, don't record me, Mr. Nutt. Don't record me. But I still audio recorded him, and I still actually got him on video. Actually, I was next to him low-key getting him. But just having a real conversation, and I didn't know that he was going to, that 4 months later, I was going to message from my best friend, Brent, that William was dying. And then, that we were going to have a get-together, and that the get-together never even happened because his health went so fast, and days later he was gone. That's life, man. So my heart goes out to the Hunsanger family, and that is why and he said for Christmas, he doesn't need to have it all the way done. That's a slideshow, an unfinished slideshow would be great for him. So I'm going to get that started. And maybe Carl or something, maybe we work a little bit together, maybe even just bump heads on it or whatever you call it. If you got mad skills. Carl's got mad skills. I'm going to share the video and the photos that he takes. Fire. Dan would wait until day 7 of the rental and get half of it edited. That's the old Dan, Phil. Okay? Yeah, the old Dan might have done that. Okay, the old Dan, I don't disagree. The new Dan, day 1, get something started. Day 2, I'm not saying that I would just rip through it. But I mean, heck, if it was a 7-day rental and it was being paid for, and I actually do have a due date of Christmas, and some people holding me accountable. I mean, and a fast computer. I had something started. I just want to transfer it to a fast computer. So I would be very inclined to not wait till day 7. But the old Dan, oh yeah, day 6 if I was being a really good boy. There's a gamer-focused warehouse in New Center. You can pay monthly to use their computers. Oh yeah, gaming computers are very powerful. Oh, they told me they carry the Adobe Suite. Okay. But yeah, they gave me $400, and it's not. I don't have $400 anymore. I basically have $100 right now that I could put towards it, and then basically $100 of that was for me to shoot it. So basically, even another $100 of me organizing it, and I'll actually have $100. So actually, I mean, I kind of have $100 to $200 to put towards this thing, and I have time, and I'm willing to put towards it. So I'm going to make something more official, and I'm going to see that if I can basically crowdsource, like even like $200, $300. If I could convince people upon the story and show that I'm willing to put in the work, could we raise $200, $300 in the next week? And then could we basically hire someone besides me to start tackling this thing? And I think that the people, I think it's Christmas is that time of the year. It's a pretty, it's a heartfelt situation, and their family is incredible. And I'm a good person. I just wasn't completely on my A game, and I've taken responsibility for that. And that's why I want to totally redeem myself. One time that I redeemed myself was my cousin Frank invited me down to Campus Martius 2017 to photograph and video record him proposing to his now wife, Nicole, on the ice rink at Campus Martius. And the plan was he bought me a Santa suit and was to be Santa and to be on the rink, and then he would propose to Nicole in the center, and I would be there as Santa, and I would take video and pictures of it, and have my buddy Lou, shout out to Lou, with my camera to take photos of it. Well, I had just quit smoking weed 3 days prior, so I went on this little weed bender in the end of 2017, and I'm there tying my ice skates in my Santa suit, and I hear cheering. And I said, please don't be that. Please don't be cheering for a proposal. And my buddy Lou comes over, he goes, he just did it. He just proposed. Oh no, my heart sank. My cousin, who I lived with for a year, who had me eventually stand up at his wedding. Even though I missed the proposal, he still had me stand up at his wedding. But you know what I did? That day, I tried to make up for a little bit. I scoured like anyone, take photos and videos. And I found like 2 videos and like 3 photographs. And one was pretty good. And they printed out one, and it was cool. And actually, it was an old friend of mine, Mike Nukulovic, who played on our hockey team, Falcon Hockey, back in the day. Legend. One of the few Albanians that I know that played hockey, roller hockey. He was awesome. So was his dad and his brother, and I remember, down in Florida and everything. It's the memories we have. But he was with his wife and his kid, and it was his wife that actually snapped the best photograph. And I was so grateful and thankful to them. And shout out to Mike Nukulovic. So actually, hit up Mike Nukulovic. So anyhow, though, so I felt terrible about it, right? I took pictures of him after, yada, yada. That's not where I'm going. Where I'm going with this is that it hit me, wow, what can I do here? And I said, what if I have a painting commissioned? What if I commission a painting of that moment. So my dad's friend, John Snyder, who's a friend of mine, and I get to golf with him a few times a year, and he has his daughter's either boyfriend or fiance or husband now, Tad Harlan, amazing artist. And John had showed me some of the paintings that he did over their place, like this mural, this incredible stuff. The guy's got talent, right? So I get him on the phone. I talk to my dad, like, hey, you know, 'cause I don't have any money or whatever. I was like, Dad, if I were able to, you know, have him paint this, he knew the situation. Like, would you be willing to, you know, pay for this? And I talked to my dad, and he said yes. And I talked to Tad on the phone, and I told him what happened and what we wanted to do. Sent him the photo over, sent some other photos over, and I also gave him some like different companies to put instead of the other companies on like the boards. And he actually turned the Chase building into a Camera Comrade. I think it was a Chase building and a Camera Comrade. He actually flipped around the whole picture too and had the tree in the background. So he created this. It was lemonade out of lemon. It really was. It was something that I blundered, that I felt terrible about, and we ended up making an amazing, beautiful painting on a 16 by 20 canvas. It's tremendous, and we could queue up the videos or pictures of it, and it was so awesome that Frank and Nicole, I remember presenting it to them at the wedding, and it was just such a cool moment because I totally redeemed myself. But they told me after that out of all the gifts, all the money, they got a bunch of gifts, bunch of money, amazing people around, very giving. They said the gift, that painting that I gave them, that Tad and I and my dad and John and us put together, was the best wedding gift that they got. So, totally redeemed myself. So, to relate it back to the Hunsanger thing, yes, they gave me $400 and they were expecting to get this video, you know, half a year ago. It didn't happen. Well, now, how cool would it be to actually give them something awesome? And that's what I want to do here. And they're not even asking for a whole lot, but just to give them something by Christmas is something that I am dedicated and committed and going to get done however I have to do it. And I'm going to start working on it myself, this and that. But I think that a team effort will go such a long way. Back to my fam. Can you tell us again what you had and what you'd like to do in detail with it? Okay. I got all the photographs are actually rated already. So I have like all the photographs have already gone through and they have, you know, basically 4 or 5 star ratings. I have them all in order. And basically, he said a minimum like a slideshow. Basically, he's willing to accept a photo slideshow, but with video. I have all this video shot too. So I think we set the base of like a photo slideshow, but anywhere we can, you know, we put the video there. And I shot video the whole time. And to just clip out 10, 20, 30 seconds of video here, there, and just splice it all in with this photo slideshow and have a few different sections of it, I think. You know, it could be a 10, 15, 20-minute video, perhaps, 30. It doesn't have to be like super sick, but I would say like 30 minutes would probably be a good time, because that way you don't have to spend like time like making it super awesome, and you have to think that the audience is basically their family. So they're going to spend 30 minutes. It's not like you're trying to put it on YouTube or on Facebook trying to get, you know, a great audience to watch your video. People have like the time, you know, attention span of like 5 minutes, if even. But I would say you get away with like a 30-minute video. Ah, look at Vincent. I do have a positive. I will say he did a hell of a job for my brother's proposal photos. So after botching my cousin Frank's, but then made up for it with the painting, but doesn't excuse what happened that day, I made sure not to screw up when my buddy Anthony Assad asked me to shoot the proposal of him proposing to Gina at Yates Cider Mill. And actually went and scoured the area and found a pretty awesome spot for him. I walked everywhere, and then eventually it was just like somewhere that was just off to the right. And I was like, All right, I got the spot, Anthony. I set it up and I didn't blow it, and I made a really cool video for him, and then I made where I captured a lot of awesome photographs for him. So yeah, it's I really enjoy that. I've done a few proposals, and it's so much cooler when you do a great job on it, not the opposite. Oh yeah, Vince says we had no idea he was getting married. You're the only one he told. Yeah, it was kind of cool. For a while, it was just me and Anthony for like a week. We're the only people that knew that he was going to propose, and that was kind of cool. As a perk of being a photographer is that you get to be part of something special. Multiple hours of footage, absolutely, Carl. I shot with 3 cameras. Yeah, basically my phone, other phone, and then, well, 2 DSLRs. One was more pictures than video, and then a GoPro. So yeah, there are plenty, and it's all organized. I have the folders of it. I have it all. It's the photos are all rated, and the videos, they're all in order. And I think on my end that I could go through and for sure tag stuff / change the file names. I think that's something that I need to do on my end for sure. Okay, so Vince is saying that perhaps we do this photo slideshow first and then get the video one done down the line. It's not a bad idea, Vince. So a photo slideshow first, but perhaps like with just maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 pretty key moments from the event. Like there was they hired a bagpipe player, and it was just so special. And because they found out, because Mr. Hunsinger had found out from one of the 23andMe's that he was actually part Irish. It was a little secret. No one had any idea. So they had a bagpipe player come and play the bagpipes, and it was an emotional experience. Yeah, she was crying, man. There's people crying. So yeah, Vince, I like the photo slideshow, but have a few pieces of the video in it, and then eventually totally redeem myself and have a badass video. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. Oh, thanks, Carl. Thank you. Aaron Berger. Just an FYI, the Red Wings scored 3 goals, so that unlocks free small curly fries at Arby's. Just make sure you grab your coupons. I was just talking about Arby's coupons, and so let's. I feel like I should say that. I should type that. Make sure to grab your free small curly fries coupon for Arby's. Thanks, Aaron Berger. So, Carl, it was a celebration of life up north. He passed at their property near north of Lexington, Port Huron, off of Lake Huron. He passed at the end of May, and then he had the celebration of life in August at their up north place, and I'm forgetting the name of their town, but it was just so special. But yeah, to make a sick ass video, but starting with a photo slideshow with some splicing in of some video, pretty cool. Yep. Perfect. All right, so we'll move on. We'll move on. There are some real topics that, even like Vince, some that we were talking about yesterday, or a couple days ago. I was at Edge Fitness in the locker room, and someone was coughing. I know we've all been there, but it wasn't like they had something in their throat or it was like a cough here and there. It was a constant sick cough. And there they are at Edge Fitness, in the locker room, at Edge Fitness, coughing. We're clearly sick. And I held my breath. I went pee. And I was going to go out there, but I tried to look. There's 3 people there, and I wasn't sure who it was who was coughing because I had to keep moving. I wanted to get out of there. And I felt bad for anyone else that was going to go and cross paths with this person's coughs. And my question is, and Vince and I were wondering, is how do you approach something like that? How do you respectfully say, hey, why the fuck are you here? You should be home. You don't need to be here. The gym, it's a privilege. You're sick. You're endangering other people of your sickness. It's a cough. It's not like you got a runny nose. It's not like you got something where you wash your hands, you try to, you're coughing. You didn't just pick up this cough today. Okay, you came in here knowing that you were coughing. Maybe you had gave yourself some cough medicine and maybe went down for a little bit, but you knew you were sick and you went to the gym anyways, and here you are coughing up a storm. How does someone say, hey man, get the fuck out of here, but without using the F word and saying it respectfully? How do you actually get results? How do you be like, hey, why don't you put your face in your shirt, and we all have masks. I mean, if you're going to be coughing, you should have a mask maybe, I think. And why don't you just breathe as little as possible and exit, and don't ever do this again, and tell your friends, tell your family what happened today, and let's spread some awareness. But how do we to go about that? So if anyone has ideas. Aaron Berger says, I would just say that. All right, solved. Why don't you get the fuck out of here? I don't say the F word often. You use it as Javo said when we were on the control or on the phone last week, that emphasize something, you use it. I thought there's no swearing on YouTube. Nicholas, yes. Yes, Carl. Yeah, I can either upload them all to Dropbox, or, I could. I got Dropbox. Well, my Google Drive is full, but if Dropbox is super smooth and that's what you're familiar with, then that could be the move. Nicholas, I actually bought pancakes. Last week, he suggested that I make pancakes. I was at Meijer 2 days ago, and I was in the pancake section, and I purchased pancakes, Nick. And I'm going to make pancakes. And I'm going to do it live. Pancakes live. Perhaps with a guest. Perhaps pancakes for the guests. Would it be a morning show? Maybe a weekend show? Maybe a Saturday or Sunday show we do? Maybe around noon or 11 or noon or something like that? Noon or 11 show? That or bring all the data over, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that, Carl. Although the pictures, Carl, I could kind of get those up some. They're actually already up somewhere. But yeah, we're definitely going to link up, buddy. Do it. Google Drive is always full, LOL. Who out there deals with Google storage issues? I know my buddy Vince does. Dan, don't share it to me on Google. My Gmail's full. I can't receive any emails. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ooh, so Vince says, so next Tuesday I'm coming on and we're going to talk about health and fitness, how to change your lifestyle. It's an excellent idea, Vince. So upcoming Tuesday, Vincent, also known as Big Shot Vince, he will be here in the flesh, in the blood, and we'll be discussing health, fitness, and how to change your life, the journey, the health journey. We'll be discussing it. Vincent and Daniel discussing the health journey together here next Tuesday. Trying to add some humor. My dad suggested I add humor. I don't know if that was funny or not, but it was, at least I tried. But as Yoda said, it is either do or do not. There is no try in Yoda's voice. Cue Yoda's voice. That'll probably cost $1 million, so don't cue it. Don't cue it. You, Vince, and a local doctor. You know what, actually? At Edge Fitness today, this is very interesting. So I had my assessment, and I met this buddy, Andrew Tripus. He's incredible. I think I mentioned him last week, either in this one or the wrap-up. And technical difficulties. Let's get down. Did the screen froze? Did it freeze? Is it lagging out? That's a good idea. If you ever don't have words or something, just freeze and people just think you lagged out. Pearl. Pick that one up. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh, it's almost going to be 10:20. So it's 4:20 somewhere, brah. So Andrew Tripus is an amazing person, and we've connected super hard, and we just have the best things to say about each other. We're very similar. We're very personable people, a lot of love to give, and we want to help. We want to make an impact. And he's a personal trainer. He's doing that. He's literally helping people on their fitness journey, and not just like them in the gym. He's made friends outside of the gym, and he checks up on people, and they see each other, they talk, and it's amazing what he's doing. And he's gonna be my personal trainer beginning next week. Shout out to my dad. He believes in my health. It's very important. So it's like going to a doctor, right? So like my dad will pay for me to go to a doctor right now. The goal is that I can be able to work and make money. Well, I can already work or whatever. But to get my health in order is super important. So my dad's willing to still pay for that as I figure things out. So it was very interesting. I was talking to Kay, and that's just the letter K. As she says, like from Men in Black, Agent K. Men in Black is so long ago that I was wondering how many. She's old school, she's probably around my age. Andrew Tripus, he's 20. Have you seen Men in Black? He was unfamiliar with Joe Dirt. He has a badass mullet. Andrew Tripus has a badass mullet, and Daniel here has a badass mullet too, and that was a connecting point. But he had not seen Joe Dirt, and that was Kay's homework to him, was to watch Joe Dirt. Because he was born in, 2001 or something. The movie came out in 2001 or something. So pretty wild to have a buddy with a mullet who hasn't seen Joe Dirt. Legend, David Spade. He's a Michigan man from Birmingham, actually. And I want to get in touch with him to have a Dan Dirt. we just make a Dan Dirt and show it to Joe Dirt and see if they're interested in making an actual film. So Dan Dirt to Joe Dirt. So where this is going is that when I was talking with Kay, is that she was really talking about the holistic side of it. Is that it's not just about the personal training there, it's actually about the nutrition. Because I told her that I had the stomach thing, right? And that I believe it's possible that something with my diet that is making it worse. And I don't know what it is. And she was saying there's ways that you can kind of add things and subtract things and see if we can hone in on what is causing the issue or making it worse. But the whole side of it's a holistic approach at Edge Fitness. So it's not just getting 60 minutes a week of a personal trainer. It's then there's like this app, and you're in touch with them, and you communicate, and it's really like an overall holistic approach to increasing your health. And as Andrew said too, he sees that, you know, if I get this fitness side of it down, that it is going to transcend, and my buddy Carl used that word a lot, transcend, into the other aspects of life. So you get your fitness down, well, when you got more energy, you're stronger, but also the schedule and routine, the self-discipline. His schedule, he showed me his schedule, literally for the first 3 hours of his day, he gets up at 5 in the morning, and it's like workout. And he's been working out, he said, for, if he was here, he could correct me, it's either maybe 3.5 years in a row, he hasn't missed a single workout. He said even when he goes on vacation, he'll be seeking out gyms. So it's like, you know, compared to like drug addicts. You know, when you go on vacation, first thing you're doing is figuring out where can you get fucked up. But gym is a healthy habit or healthy addiction. So he's, you know, figuring out where can he get fit. So he's got this routine. He's only 20 years old, and he's like a young Buddha, an old soul. And me and him have vibed super hard, and I am looking forward to the future. I look forward to the future every day, and I want to help other people do the same. I have to pee. Let me read these things here. I really got to pee, guys. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. If anyone's got a tinkle, I'll be back in like, I don't know, a minute. Like 1:47, actually. We're getting to be about, you know what, though? Shoot. You know what? I said this would be an hour and a half. And I love the future. Perfect. It's hard to leave this thing. But nutritionists, you got to have guests that you could reference and incentivize interest of people outside the inner scope. You guys are freaking awesome. A Friday show, Friday with fries. We'll have to have B-Rad. We'll have B-Rad on a Friday show because he loves that joke. Friday, and we went out to Lexington-ish, to the beach, and then, was it Croswell? What's it called? The town with the swinging bridge? Croswell? And we ate 3 different types of fries on Friday. And he also loves the pun, well water. Well water. If you're going to drink water, what kind of water if you want to get healthy? Well, if you want to have this fitness journey and you want to drink well water. There's a golf course, Sycamore Hills. Well, if their hills are getting more sick, they should probably be watering them with what kind of water? Well water. So B-Rad, we'll have to guest him on a Friday eating fries. Eating fries on Friday. Eating fries on Friday. Ain't nothing better than a Friday when you're eating fries with your homies on Friday. Eat fries with the homies. Fries with the homies. Drinking well water. Drinking well water. Drinking well water. It's not good for your health to hold it. All right. Yep. Good idea, Vince. Or Phil. BRB. Great call. Great call. So something I want to talk about that I just little microphone here we got. Come here. Hello, come here. Hello. So a little something I want to talk about as I was peeing is there's technique. As I've gotten older, I figured out just techniques. So like, yeah, I had to pee really bad, right? And shout out to Phil for just saying, hey, it's bad for your health. When I heard that, it's go time. It's like, what better incentive than literally your health? The one thing we have is our health. So thank you, Filippo, for making me just get on it. While I was peeing, I peed, right? Initial rush is pee. And then, like some people, they'll just be like, all right, I'm in a rush, so I'm done peeing, and then I'm going to just go back to where I was. Well, actually, what I did was, I have from experience, I took a breath. And then there's like a whole nother pee happened. It wasn't as long as the first one, but it was like it opens up a compartment of like a whole nother pee. And then you can do it one more time, sort of. There'll be a little bit more. So if you're peeing, realize that there's might be more in there than you think. So just take a breath, and then there's another wave. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, all right. Next Tuesday, we're bring who? But we will make, maybe think about bringing Andrew Tripus on next week. Gotta watch Big Shot Vince is coming on Dan's, interviewing me. I'll see what's going on. Okay, so he's thinking promo video that Big Shot Vince is going to be a guest here. And then also I think Andrew Tripus would be a great compliment to if we're talking health and fitness, Vince, this guy is gold. And it's not a competition, Vincent. He's a teammate, okay? Don't feel like, he's outstarring you. It's like, no, I shouldn't agree to this. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. We will be better together. We win together. When we as alone, we don't get so far. When we're together, we put our mind, our spirit, our energy as one. We go very far, very fast. A lot faster than just by ourselves. We team up. We help lift others. Boost. You boost. Teammates boost. Squad goals. Squad. Trying to get more humor. Is that funny enough, Dad? Huh? Dad? To make you laugh, Dad? Huh? Is that funny enough, Dad? All right, Carl. Carl says, all right. Love it. Perfect timing. Carl, salute. Pleasure. I freaking love that guy. I met him 2 weeks ago, uses bidet, and speaking of, I actually bought a bidet, and I was installing it yesterday, and I was so close to having it done, and there's a pipe, a little tube that goes from the water spout to the bottom of the toilet, and because here, look at, so I have to go to Home Depot, and it has to be about 1.5 inches shorter. I have to get a new tube that's 1.5 inches shorter so that I can install the bidet. So I was so close to having it done, but I have to go to Home Depot and I have to get it just a little bit shorter. But just imagine, you hook up there, and then at the bottom part goes in here, and then this goes to bidet, and then the bidet goes down here, and it's boop, right to the butthole. Nice and clean, nice and quick. Then you wipe, dry off. Life-changing. And by the way, it's Pikets. That's the brand. Last week, Mary, she says, is it a Tushy? Is it a Tushy? I love that bidets are becoming more the norm, because once I used one, I've been very excited to, I actually was trying to almost was trying to like holding a poop today. I was telling Andrew about this because I was planning on going to Home Depot and installing my bidet, but I had to skip Home Depot so I could not be late for this podcast. So I'm going to get the bidet pipe situated, Torm, which is tomorrow. So, okay. I think we wrap it up though, guys, right? I mean, I said 2 hours. We're at that. Do we have any final thoughts? Because I think that I wrap it up. I mean, if you guys still want to hang out, I can start a new stream, which I plan on doing. But I think for today's stream that we wrap it up. We conclude. Yeah, I would say that we conclude. So the conclusion is that as a team, and just in life, it's more enjoyable when it's shared and spent with others. That's a point I want to get across. Another point is communication. And people who are coughing out there in public, please just stop showing up in public. You don't need to be at the gym. If you need something, you have friends. Have somebody bring you something, and don't get them sick either. So let's be a little more courteous of others. Number 3, there's projects that we want to do here that I need to do, and it's amazing to get help here from others, like Carl is getting into it. We're all, helping out here, but to get the project, to have a photo slideshow with some videos done for the Hunsanger family by Christmas, and then going from there, that's happening. And then also, like Filippo, we're actually gonna get some merchandise here for this podcast, for this movement. So I keep calling it a movement. It's basically a collaborative effort. I want to actually accomplish things. I don't want to just be me talking. I want to actually have projects that we are able to accomplish together. So it'll be like, okay, here's a project that we're working on. Okay, play the videos. This is the podcast side of it. But there's life. There's every other moment in time that's not right now where I'm on the cast of this opportunity to do things and to make a difference. In 2 weeks from now, on the 17th, on Saturday the 17th in Detroit at Campus Martius, we're going to be spreading holiday cheer. And so far, it's Vince. It's his idea. We get candy canes, and we're going to pass out candy canes in holiday cheer. And then Aaron Berger is going to join. Carl, he lives in the D, he's going to join. So there's 4 of us, and then perhaps my buddy D-Rock, and then perhaps my buddy Zito. So far, that's 6. But females, we would love to have some females join us and some other dudes. Someone messaging. What do we got here? Okay. Oh, cool. That's John. That's John from, that's Andrew Tripus's buddy John. Perfect example. I met him today. He told me about him. He's actually a musician. He plays the drums and he makes music. So it's awesome. But I met him through Andrew and I took a picture of him. It's right here. And he just said, "Hi, my name is John Monette. And he's super awesome. And they actually hang out and talk outside of the personal training. So, that's what can happen. Andrew became a personal trainer. Well, now he has real friends and is making a difference in people's lives. It doesn't stop at the gym. It's an opportunity to have a relationship with someone and to help each other grow. And that's what I'm excited about. And that's why it's really awesome, all the people that have reached out to me and perhaps have even connected with each other as a result of this deeznuttz podcast and where we can go from here. So it's about the future, it's about the present, and it's about what we can do with our time here in this world. And, I want to make up for lost time. I can't go back and change to make things. I can't go back and show up on time and taking the photograph of Frank proposing to Nicole. But you know what I could do? I could commission a painting for my boy Tad Hardlin and have it be their favorite wedding gift. So I can't go back and all of a sudden work and bring all this value to people and have a bunch of money and have my mom happy with me, actually the goal of this podcast and my life is I want to make money. I am the one thing in my dad and mom's life that is not like situated, and they are not giving up on me. But it has been stressful on them. It's stressful on my mom, and it's stressful on my dad. And the one thing like that I could, if I by my birthday this year, if I could be bringing in some type of income, and be able to for my mom and my dad to know that, and to be proud of me, and to see that I'm bringing in income. That's what I mean by being proud of. Like, that's what it is. Like, and am I going to be able to provide for myself? To be able to accomplish this is a humongous goal. So we're going to make that happen. I'm going to do what I have to do, and I am excited to have y'all as a part of it, and to just see what we can do while we're here on planet Earth. While we're here on our stay, our earthly visit, as they call it, our earthly visit. Yes, the world is ours. The world is ours. Future, future, future. Future, future. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, is anyone's out there in the world? Can you hear me? This is Danyul Kenneth Nutt. Nutt with 2 T's. Danyul with the Y-U-L. Middle name Kenneth. My current location is Shelby Township, Michigan, United States. Planet Earth. Milky Way galaxy. Universe within a bunch of other universes, string theory, 7th, 15th dimension, Okay, who's on next week? Vince will be on next week, sitting right there, and also, hopefully, Andrew Tripus. So Andrew Tripus. Shout out to Santino. He thought it was cool that I shouted him out last week, and that's another awesome person that I met at Edge Fitness. And Andrew told me that he told Santino that I shouted him out in the podcast, and that he loved it. And I talked to him today. They're so awesome over there. And there's another guy named Quentin that I just met today who he just said he was just doing his job. And Andrew told me that he was like super encouraging of Andrew when he first got there. He's like, I was just doing my job. I was like, you're doing a little more than your job. You're so humble about it. But people looking out for each other, that is what this podcast is about. People looking out for each other. Ooh, deeznuttz beer with Eastern Market Brewing Co. Only Dan's beer. Said, my friends are so funny. You wonder where I get it from, huh? You wonder where I'm from, I get it from, huh? Is it from my friends? Is it contagious? Is it me? Is it them? Is this now? Is this forever? Huh? You have not even met Blue Caspers yet. Haha. You have not met Blue Caspers. You'll meet him soon. You'll meet him. He's here. He's here now. He's right here, listening. Hello. Hello, Blue Caspers. Hello. Hello, Blue Caspers. Hello. Haha, I'm here. You don't even know who Blue Caspers is yet, do you? Haha, you'll find out in due time. All right, squad. This was real, super real. I don't know if it was as good as my first podcast or not. I don't know. Wait till the reviews come in, to see what the critics say. But, I like to believe that I gave them hell today, man. I left it all on the field. Left it all on the field for my fam, my squad, my team. Rally. Put your rally caps on. Let's go. We're not in it. We're not out. It's only the third quarter. Watch some videos. In Darkness is on here. It's amazing. When is the next trio? Should we finish with a trio? Should we? You feeling it? Phil, should we finish with a trio, Phil? Vince, who else is out there? We got 2 trios. We got 2 trios, and every 3. Oh, trump card. Boom. Suckers. Filippo just nailed it every 3 podcasts. I can't give the trio every time. Nope. Trio did the first time. So, I like it. Yeah. No trio. No trio. No trio. No trio for you. No trio. But I love the energy. I love chant, trio. Yes. Chant, yes. Hell no, Vince says. Hell no. Well, guys, I would say we lived it up. I just love hanging out with my friends on a Tuesday. Give it up for Tuesday. Shout out to Tuesday. Woo, Tuesday. Woo. Give it up for Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. Tuesday. Woo. Okay. Just living, bro. Just living. Just live, man. Just live. Right? What else is life really about than just living? I mean, it sounds so basic, but just listen to it. Let me slow it down. What else is life really about other than just living? Let that sink in a little bit. Let that sink in a little bit. Deep. Tuesday, baby! Tuesday, baby! Tuesday! All right, fam. I'm going to shut this one down. I'm going to start another one up. If you guys want to join, you can. I love hanging out. But we are going to close out the second week official podcast right now because we got to keep it at 2 hours is good. Yeah, 2 hours is great. So I need to do more research. A lot of work. Trio Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Trio Tuesday. I'm with Phil, though. I think every 3 podcasts, we do a trio. Or, eventually we're going to get it so people can actually chant. Like, if I could have more like a Zoom type thing where people's audios could be on here and we actually all start chanting, yeah, I might do the trio. But to just do the trio right now, we're going to save it. We're going to save it. I give mini trio. There's a mini trio. That's all we get for today. Haha, we wait. We get the big trio, huge trio, humongous trio. We just wait. Largest trio you ever seen. The wildest trio you ever believe. It come, but you have to wait. Patience is virtue. What is a virtue? I don't know, but patience is an example of one. Okay. He says Twitch. We go to Twitch. Twitch, we go to Twitch. I got an itch. Can I get a scratch? Yeah. All right, fam squad. Wait, should we look forward to next week? Well, next week we're going to have our first in-person guest, and maybe 2. It's going to be the one and only Big Shot Vince. Ding! My buddy Vince Assad. Who he lost 100 or so pounds, and not only has he's lost weight before, but he changed his lifestyle, and he actually is like super fit, and it's pretty incredible. And his whole life has just become better, and we're going to talk about that and other things next Tuesday, and then I might, if Andrew's down, if he's available. Who he's just the personal trainer, but just super on his A game, knows a lot about fitness and nutrition. He would be a perfect complimentary guest with Vince. We'll see if he's down. Bop, 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 bop. And then I'll come in here swinging again. And I'm going to review this podcast. I'm going to watch it over. see, see what I talked about, see some places where I can improve, see some things that I did that were well, and bring the A game over to the following Tuesday. Bring the A game to the following Tuesday. Okay. Ooh, put a price on the trio. That's a genius, Vincent. That's smart. See, Vincent, if people don't know how smart he really is, he thinks, oh, Vincent, he's not so smart. I says, don't let him trick you. Vincent's so smart. So smart. I told last week that for a while I never even bothered figuring out what was going on the next weekend. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing? I don't know. I'm just going to ask Vince. He's going to just hit me up with the information, and we're good. And the dude, he doesn't even have a license, and he is everywhere that he wants to be. Don't tell me that he's not smart. He has like 5,000 Facebook friends and 1 million Snapchat followers. Don't tell me that he is not smart. He's very smart. Very smart. And he loves, too. He's a lover. A heart of gold. A heart of gold. So, Taco Tuesday, if Carl was still here. So here's something that Carl told me, a little Taco Tuesday, little pearl y'all can pick up if you want. He recommended a way to make an amazing paste for tacos. And you take an avocado, and you get half of a lime, and maybe a little cilantro, and something else, which I can't remember what he said. But if you look up online, there's like this magical avocado lime paste, and I guess it's just glorious, and you can put it on your tacos. If Carl was here, he would say, oh, this is how you do it. He told me last night, though, and I says, oh, we make tacos. We make the avocado paste. All right, fan. Peace and love. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're here and you're watching, that means you're alive. And if you're alive, it means you can make an impact. Go be kind to somebody. I challenge you, and I'm going to do the same. Hit up somebody, call somebody, text somebody that you've been thinking of for a while, but that you haven't done. So that's my homework. I'm going to come back here next week, and I'm going to say, hey, I contacted so-and-so who I've been meaning to contact for quite a while. And I know who it's going to be. It's going to be someone by the name of John Brady, who I saw at Electric Forest, who was in the same fraternity that I was in, and then I told him that I would contact him a month later, and I never did. And then I met a friend of his, Scalt, in the rehab, and he's like, you're not gonna know him. Like, name's John Brady. I'm like, dude, I just saw John Brady, and I told him that I would contact him. He was on my list day after day. So I'm going to contact John Brady. John, if you're out there, I'm going to contact you this week. We're going to talk. I'm also going to call my Bopsy, which is my grandma. But yeah, challenge you out there. Contact someone who you've been thinking about, who's been on your list, but that you haven't. And then by next Tuesday, maybe we can talk. Say, hey, who did you contact? Who did you contact? Who did you contact? What did you talk about? Is it private? Okay, we don't need to know the details, but did you contact them? Was it a nice conversation? How did it make you feel? How did it make them feel? Did you feel nice inside? Right? Homework. Call Ed Wang. Whoa, Ed Wang is on the list. I'm not going to call him this week. I will call. I feel like I need to get a few more podcasts in before I call Ed Wang. Ed Wang is one of my best, well, not technically one of my best friends. I haven't talked to him in 15 years, but he's a great friend, and he could soon become a best friend again. Not that he's a special friend, that's for sure. One of the smartest, coolest people I know, and he is just doing so well for himself. And my family loves him. He loves my family. I love him. Miss him. And he's just been killing it. And great idea, Vincent. I'll write him down. I don't know if I'm going to have the courage to call Ed yet, because I feel like I should do at least 3 podcasts before I call Ed. I feel like I haven't really done anything yet. But I got something started. Call your dad, tell him you love him. Oh, okay, so last week I was naming all the neighborhood friends, right? This whole group, we had an amazing group growing up. And one person that I forgot to add was actually my first best friend in the neighborhood. And I knew, if you watch the clip, we can tell that I'm forgetting somebody, and I couldn't figure out who it was. And Vince, he wrote Matt K on here, but I thought he just like said Matt K, but it's actually Matt C, so I didn't pick up on it. And that was my original best friend, Matt Kruba. Just goes by Kruba. And he's doing very well for himself. He's got a house, either a girlfriend or a wife, a dog, a successful business. He does epoxy floors, and we're going to have him do these floors perhaps if we got there to that point. But his family's amazing. His mom, his dad. He played hockey with us growing up. A lot of memories. And then, he was at Central too. And, he reconnected with a lot of friends. And he's someone who I wouldn't mind reconnecting with. My first best friend in the neighborhood. All right, fam. We're going to conclude on that. So, peace and love. Am I free to go? I go now. I'll open up another cast if you guys want to jump in, but we're going to end this. Bye. Thank you. Hey, welcome, Nick. Thank you. Is your dad up right now? Can you tell him you kind of love him? Not right now, guys. He is up, and I'm not going to call my dad right now. I had a nice conversation with him earlier, but we're going to call him. We'll call him soon. We'll have him on the show. But we're going to end stream, so we're going to leave it 2 hours and 12 minutes. How about 2:12:12? How about right? Oh, I missed it. How about at 2:12:24? Let's try that. Wait for it. Ooh, nope. How about 2:12:33? 2:12:33, final answer.